Now in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a model of your clamp swivel head, possibly one of the more complicated parts of the clamp, using the revolve tool in SolidWorks. So we're still working with single parts. I'm just going to open up a new part, and this time rather than use sheet metal or extruded boss base, I'm actually going to go onto revolved boss base, and you'll see what that means in a minute. Now this time, rather than using the top plane, I'm going to actually start on the front plane, and I'm going to draw quite a complex shape. Now this will form a section of our swivel head, and I'm going to make the shape out of basic straight lines. So to start with, I'm just going to draw a vertical line, and I'm going to smart dimension it to 1.5 millimeters. Okay, you'll probably find that it shrinks quite a lot, so we might have to zoom into it. I'm just going to move that dimension around, just move it a little bit closer so it's easier to see, and zoom back in. Now continuing up, then we're going to have a line going across, and now I'm just free drawing these because I know the basic shape and I'm going to add the dimensions later. Okay, so if you could follow along and make your shape look like the one I'm drawing. So I've got a few lines at an angle there at the top right, then I'm going vertically down, horizontally across, and then I'm actually wanting to join this line to this one horizontally. Okay, so quite an unusual shape, but you'll see why we've done it in a minute. It does have to be exact, so I'm going to add a few other measurements here. So this line needs to be 7 millimeters. This line needs to be 2.5. This line needs to be 8. Now the height of this, so from there to this point, needs to be 1.5, and the width of it, that distance there, needs to be 1 millimeter. This flat bit has to be 2 millimeters. And finally the full length has to be 13. Okay, we're almost done now. All I have to do is add a curve here between this line and this line. So I'm going to do that by adding a sketch fillet, very similar to a fillet we might have drawn before. Before we start drawing it, we're going to tell it that the fillet radius needs to be 2 millimeters. Okay, otherwise it just won't let us draw it because we're working in such a small part. So I'm going to simply click that line and that line, and then we've got a nice round fillet there shown as a yellow preview. Hit OK, and it creates it for you right there. Last thing I'm going to do is specify the length of this line, and this one's quite specific. It's got to be 3.04 millimeters. Okay, so now we've got this quite unusual looking shape with all the measurements correct. You must make sure that these measurements are as I've done them. Okay, we're going to leave Smart Dimension and we're going to leave the sketch. Now it's just about to start revolving this. Now what it does when it revolves a part is we've given it a side view, and it's going to spin it round and create a part like that. Best way to show you how it's done is to do it so it's asking for the axis of revolution. All you need to do is click this bottom line here, and as you can see it's revolved that shape all the way around 360 degrees to give us our part. Once we click OK, it makes it into a full 3D shape, and as you can see it's got that hole drilled in as well. Okay, so that's ready to be rendered and added to the rest of your assembly.